Jai Shri Krishna, welcome to Mangalam. Today we continue our journey through the Bhagavad Gita with chapter 1, verse 2. In the previous verse, King Dhritarashtra asked a single question that set the entire Bhagavad Gita in motion. Now Sanjay begins to answer that question. Through his divine vision, he takes us onto the battlefield of Kurukshetra, where two mighty armies stand ready for war. Before a single arrow is released, we are given a glimpse into the mind of Duryodhana, a glimpse that reveals one of the most important battles is already being fought within him. What is the first thing a powerful king notices when he steps onto a battlefield? His own strength or the strength of his opponent? Duryodhana's first reaction reveals that fear is not always a sign of weakness. Sometimes it is the result of knowing, deep within, that we are standing on the wrong side of truth. Sanjay uva Drishtva tu Pandavanikan vyudhan Duryodhanstada Acharyamupsangamya Raja Vachanam Barvat. Sanjay said, King Duryodhana, after observing the Pandava army standing in military formation, then approached his teacher Drona and spoke these words. In this significant moment from chapter 1 verse 2, we find ourselves on the precipice of the great war of Kurukshetra. Sanjay, granted divine vision, describes the scene to the blind King Dhritarashtra. Although Duryodhana is technically the leader of his forces, his first action upon seeing the disciplined formation of the Pandava army is to rush to his guru Dronacharya. This act is deeply symbolic of the human psyche. Despite having a numerically superior army, Duryodhana's heart is filled with a subtle underlying anxiety. He sees the Vyudam or the strategic arrangement of the Pandavas, led by those he once considered brothers and friends, and he feels the need for reassurance. The term Raja used for Duryodhana here is almost ironic. A true king remains composed, yet Duryodhana is restless. He approaches his teacher not out of humble devotion but out of a calculated need to ensure his teacher remains committed to his side. This highlights a profound spiritual lesson. Material strength, no matter how vast, cannot provide the inner peace that comes from being on the side of dharma or righteousness. When our actions are not rooted in truth, every challenge looks like an insurmountable mountain, and we seek external validation to quiet our internal fears. Duryodhana's movement toward Drona represents the intellect being clouded by ego and insecurity. He represents the part of us that, when faced with a crisis, looks outward to blame or to seek tactical advantages rather than looking inward for moral clarity. The formation of the Pandavas represents the power of discipline and unity, which can intimidate even the most powerful opponent who lacks a moral foundation. This verse sets the stage for the entire Gita, showing us that the real battle is always internal, fought between our higher aspirations and our lower insecurities. Now let's explore how this applies to our lives today. We often encounter our own Pandava army in the form of unexpected challenges, professional competition, or personal crises. When we see these obstacles arranged in formation against us, our first instinct is often to react like Duryodhana, with agitation. We might rush to our mentors, bosses, or friends, not to seek wisdom, but to vent our insecurities or to find ways to manipulate the situation in our favor. This verse teaches us to observe our triggers. Are we acting out of a position of strength and clarity, or are we being driven by the fear of losing control? True leadership, as implied by the contrast in this verse, requires the ability to remain centered even when the opposition looks formidable. When you feel that surge of restlessness, stop and realize that your external world is reflecting your internal state. Instead of reacting impulsively to secure your position, use that moment to reconnect with your values. Recognize that approaching the teacher should be an act of seeking higher guidance to do what is right, rather than a tactical move to soothe an anxious ego. By understanding Duryodhana's mistake, we can learn to approach our challenges with the calm of a warrior rather than the frantic energy of a politician. In a corporate setting, when a colleague presents a superior strategy, instead of feeling threatened and immediately trying to find flaws or seeking the manager's favor to protect your ego, acknowledge the discipline in their work and focus on your own growth. When facing a health crisis or a difficult personal situation, avoid the Duryodhana response of panicking and seeking quick fixes or external blame. Instead, approach your teachers, be they doctors or counselors, with a calm mind to truly understand the path forward. Before we conclude, take a moment to reflect. When you face a challenge, what is your first response? Do you react with confidence rooted in your values, or with anxiety driven by comparison, insecurity, or the fear of losing control? True strength isn't measured by the resources we possess, but by the peace we maintain when life tests us. In the next verse, Duryodhana finally begins speaking to his teacher Dronacharya. But his words are more than a report about the battlefield. They reveal a carefully crafted attempt to influence his teacher's thinking. We'll discover how ego often disguises itself as strategy, and what that teaches us about our own conversations and motivations. If today's reflection brought you a little more clarity, we invite you to continue this journey with us. Until next time, may wisdom guide your thoughts, compassion guide your actions, and dharma guide your life. Jai Shri Krishna.